All right, welcome to the Outlaw Window Cleaner Radio Show, episode 7, our first live. And our first one, hey, we got a guest this week, Ron. By the way, how was vacation?
Well, other than almost dying twice, it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Nor'easter,
Who
right?
goes on vacation and goes to the beach, and it's like 82 here, so perfect sunny and awesome. We have summertime, and you're dealing with like fall, gales.
In the
all this stuff.
50s, rain, watching houses float out to the ocean. I mean,
How'd you plan that out? I'm just asking. What was going through your head?
well, it's yes, dear. My wife planned everything. That's the only thing that went through my head. So,
Well, I mean, if you haven't noticed yet, we do have Kevin Mullins live in studio tonight with us. Kevin is from IPC Pulex, IPC Eagle.
Yep.
Is that how you? Is that the product?
Yeah, our the parent encompassing is IPC Eagle. We own 6 factories. We have 6 factories where we manufacture everything from sweepers and scrubbers, auto scrubbers, to window cleaning equipment, to pure water. We are the largest manufacturer of wet, dry, and industrial vacuums in the world. And just about everything in between except for chemicals. Don't want anything to do with chemicals.
Chemicals aren't easy to
Yeah,
sell.
no,
either. Storage,
yep,
all that stuff.
absolutely.
Yeah, no fun, no fun. So you're known to be at the conventions.
Yeah.
So everybody.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I don't know. I mean, everybody knows what beer level
Yeah.
you're at there.
That may be true.
When you're at a convention.
That's
That's
true.
how you kind of rate everybody. Is
true.
how long did they last the night? But how many conventions do you have to do a year?
We have the big one for us is the ISSA, and that's usually in Chicago or Las Vegas. It's the biggest cleaning convention in the world.
Yeah. Where's that? When's that?
This year it's October.
October.
I think it's the same time as the same week as a PWNA. I think.
Yeah.
Which is October week of 12.
That's so confusing.
I know it's so
Yeah.
confusing.
How many window cleaning conventions are there?
Well, there's IWCA, and I think IWCA is doing PWNA this year.
Yeah.
But the ISSA combines everything because it does window cleaning equipment, it does floor care equipment, it does pressure washers, it does everything.
Right.
And it's huge. I mean, we outside of the World of Concrete in Las Vegas, we're their second biggest convention.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Really?
Yep. ISSA. Look it up.
In
It's big.
Vegas. Wow.
In Vegas, it's huge.
That's big.
is that the one we're going to this year?
No. We're going to IWCA
I don't
Yeah.
see
in
it.
February.
Yes.
If they'll have us.
And that's in Vegas, right?
Yeah, that is in Vegas this
That'd be
year.
cool.
Oh, we got to take Chase with us, I guess. Yeah, he's not paying attention.
He's ignoring.
Yeah.
He's just
Vegas,
doing levels.
Vegas is no fun.
The best thing about Vegas is just watching people.
Yeah.
Me and my wife go there and we'll just sit out and people watch like at 4 o'clock in the morning. Because, we're still on East Coast time.
Right.
And so you see the Walk of Shame, all these girls.
Oh, man. I've
It's
never
in-
been. Have you been?
Dude.
Have I done the walk of shame?
No, have you? I know you've
That's a
done one.
secret. That's a secret.
Have
not
you
for
been
you.
to Vegas?
Never.
I've never been to
I've
Vegas.
never been west of Mississippi. I've been, Texas one time.
Yeah.
Other than that, no.
That counts as west of Mississippi.
I don't. I see. We're gonna embarrass ourselves our first time in Vegas.
That's
You
the
know what
best
I mean?
thing to do in Vegas.
Embarrass yourself.
We're
Because
going
we'll
to
take
a
pictures, Tim.
There'd be proof.
Oh,
Yes.
dude. The alcohol flowing, forget about it.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And they do it right on the show floor, too. So you're all good.
So your venture into window cleaning. How give us your story. How'd you get with
IPC?
Yes.
IPC Eagles. So years ago, I started off I was a corrections officer in Department of Youth Services. And
Here?
Down in Circleville.
Okay.
Got my master's, became a social worker, and I loved the work, hated the money.
Yeah.
And so moved down to North Carolina where my wife's sister was living. Became an associate director of a sex offender facility.
Wow.
Still didn't pay any money.
Yeah.
And so we decided, you know what, we're going to move back. We're going to start, because she worked for her sister, who owned a cleaning service. So we can do that. So we came back up here with our savings, started a janitorial service and a window cleaning service, and made it very successful, about $500,000 in receipts. And so one time we just said, you know what, I think we're done. We're going to sell it. And after that, I was approached by a guy that worked for a company called Kivac.
Yeah.
And he said, hey, you want to come work for us? I'm like, yep, I don't know nothing about what you do, but I'm sure going to try my best. And so from there, it just kind of went. I was just in the cleaning industry, and I love it.
Yeah.
Did you say Kivak?
Kivak.
Isn't that the bathroom?
Bathroom, the bathroom cleaning system,
the big machine that comes out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they got all kinds of it.
We'd have a guy come to Damon's every week and clean the restrooms, steam them, do all that. He used
yeah.
a Kivak.
Yeah.
We used to back in the day.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so when I went to, I was approached by IPC, a good friend, Rob Emmels, the vice president. He goes, hey, you should come work for us. And I said, yep, sure.
Yeah.
And so went there and learned all about equipment. Another good friend, Kevin West, taught me all about cleaning equipment. So the first thing I did for them was I was the regional manager, or the Western regional manager for all the Western United States, and sold a bunch. And then my predecessor, John Siebenoller, retired, which everybody knows. If you're in the window cleaning industry, you know John Siebenoller from IPC Poolex. He retired, and they said, hey, Kevin, we're going to put you in his place. And so from there, I just took it over and just took off. Loved it ever since.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah, I love IPC. They're a great company. I mean, now we're owned by a bigger company called Tennant. But the good thing is that they let us do our thing because we sell a lot. I mean, and we make quality equipment, quality products, whether it's the pure water systems, whether it's our hand tools, whether it's microfiber, because most people just don't know how much we manufacture.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what is your newest water-fed pole system?
So we have a new system called a Hydrocart Compact.
Yeah.
So a lot of people know the Hydra Tube.
Yeah.
Which we had to discontinue because we wanted to go to a stainless steel housing or vessel. And so we designed a system that would produce about 35% more water before you had to change the combination carbon sediment filter and the DI.
Yeah.
So we did that. Kelly Simonette designed a great system for us. And since we introduced it, we just can't keep it in stock.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great system. I mean, and for only about $200 more than what the Hydro Tube was, you're getting 35% more water before you got to change out your filters.
Okay, here's a question for you.
Yes, sir.
For a guy that's just getting into it, I have the IPC Hydra Tube.
Yep.
I have that. I wasn't successful with it. No disrespect or anything.
Sure.
It was something new to me. I didn't know what I was doing.
Sure.
I didn't YouTube enough, I reckon. But I'm like, okay, so I set that back in the shop and I went and got another one.
Okay.
And I'm like, what's the difference? I mean, what's the main difference between, say, an Unger or the IPC or the Tucker or...
Okay. So we were the original in the U.S. market. And we all know that a lot of the technology came from the UK and Europe because they have a lot of very strict laws about getting on ladders, getting on lifts. I mean, any ladder, I think over 8 feet, you got to be tied off. It's very, very strict. So we took their technology for pure water, and Dallas Simonette designed the original Rody system, which is a huge freaking beast, but it was very, very successful. And the difference with us is we're a true engineering company. We're not a Me Too, not ever. We don't copy off nobody. We have engineers in-house that say, okay, what is the most efficient way that we can make pure water? And so doing calculations, doing data, because data don't lie. Math doesn't lie. We make pure water for somewhere between 6 cents to 12 cents a gallon. There are competitors make it anywhere from 14 to 26 cents a gallon. And when you talk about Unger, and I love Unger, but it's just a DI system. And I got a lot of friends at Unger, and I tell them the same thing. I mean, if you want to get close to a reverse osmosis system, you got to stack that thing 3 high. But again, if you're in Northern California where their TDS is extremely low, if you're in those areas that have really low TDS, the thing works phenomenal because it's just DI.
Yeah.
But if you're in, let's say, Arizona, where their TDS is somewhere around 600 to 700, which is the highest in the U.S., you have to have a reverse osmosis system with a 4-stage filtration.
I can see that.
Well, Ryan Fuster says he's a fan of the IPC screen washer.
Oh, I love that thing.
I'm gonna break down and get one this year.
Yeah.
I keep the screens today, the last couple of days have just been horrendous anyway.
Yeah. The pollen right now is just incredible.
Yeah.
So, and the great thing about our system is it's powder coated steel. We use copper pipes. We use interchangeable brushes, and it has an on-off switch, a foot controlled on-off switch.
That's yours?
Yeah, IPC.
Oh, you have that.
So, I mean,
thought you had that.
Of course, he has
I
the IPC.
I thought he had the other one.
I mean, I wasn't a big fan at first, and if I only have a few screens, I leave it in the van.
Yeah.
If I have like 20 or more, I yank that baby out, and I tell you what, it's a game changer.
Yeah, I need to get one.
It's fast. I mean,
Yeah. I don't know how I've made it this far without it. It's kind of like when I put a GPS in the van. And now I could actually find where I'm going.
I know. I've got the big ass map. I'm so sorry. The big map going, hey, where am I going?
Yeah, I'm right there on that crease.
Or you have all the quarters out so you can get on the payphone.
Oh, the beepers are going off.
But yeah, I mean, you're going to have to get off the fence and just drop the money and buy one. I mean, once you have one.
And it doesn't matter whether it's ours or Aztec's. I mean, it's very efficient. The only difference in ours is because the powder coated steel, not aluminum, and has an on-off foot switch.
Yeah.
I mean, and the Aztec is less expensive because I'll never degrade another company. It is what it is.
Right.
Just get a screen cleaner if you're in an area that needs.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm friends with all of my competitors. I mean, every single one of them.
Yeah.
Right.
Aztecs, I mean, he does those himself, I think.
Yeah,
he also does the Samurai, too.
Yeah,
right?
he's a hustler, man.
Yeah,
I mean, he really is.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good dude. That when the gunslinger and that samurai were coming out, it was like a little battle there for a while.
Yeah.
But I mean, after it was all said and done, everybody made up. So
Yeah. Just gotta do your thing.
Kind of.
Kinda, yeah. No, go ahead.
Okay, well, let me ask you this.
Oh, God.
I have a very little, I went from a dually truck that I had just tons of space.
Yeah.
But because of gas prices, I had to go
Oh my
down
gosh,
to like the
yes.
little clown van. I call it my
Yeah.
clown van. I mean, what kind of compact unit do you have for something like that?
Are you driving a Transit?
Ram.
A Ram.
Ram, good.
Yeah.
So it depends. So
I don't wear those yet, so.
that was good.
He's
What a
quick.
great transition.
He's quick.
So we have the Hydrocart Compact. I mean, if you are limited space, it's small. It'll get you, 10 to 25,000 gallons of water before you got to change the two filters. And so I'm a big believer in data and numbers. And so with each system we sell, and I'll get back to your question, is that trust your TDS meter, because we've had so many incidents where people just don't test their water and they'll ruin their RO membrane, which that is the most expensive part of your system. Outside of the frame, outside of your vessel, it's the most expensive part. If you're not paying attention to your TDS, you're cheating yourself and you're spending money that you don't need to. So for me, and the way I was taught and trained, once that TDS hits a 10, change those two filters. Because if you take care of your pre-filters, your RO membrane should last 300,000 to 500,000 gallons of water.
Wow.
And that is from the manufacturer. They originally say 500,000 gallons, but we go, yeah, we're going to do 300,000 because, good rule of thumb.
Right.
You always do a 70%. So the Hydrocart Compact is a true 4-stage filtration system, very inexpensive, very easy to use. And in the Midwest, easy. I mean, it's simple. It's a plug and play model. You plug in your garden hose, you plug in your water fed bowl, and you start going to town.
And you go at it.
You go at it. Now, we also have a truck mount system or a pallet mount system or a trailer mount, whatever you want. It's called the Hydro Station. So if you got a truck and you can get a single RO, double RO, triple RO, and the only thing I mean by the double and triple RO is water output.
Right.
And so you can have up to 3 people working at the same time on a hydro station up to 300 feet apart. It's got a great Honda GX series engine. I mean, and it just puts out water like nobody's business. So it's all dependent on your space and what you want to do. But if you're limited space, the Hydrocart Compact is the way to go.
Well, I know I have a job coming up here in probably a month that has no outside water source at all. I mean, no irrigation system, no fire hydrant, no nothing to tap
Wow.
into. Do you have? I mean, I know Tucker has like a fill and go.
Yep. Well,
Do you have anything like that?
we sell a large tank trailer system. And so a 325 gallon tank trailer or a 525, because we sell a lot of those to solar panel cleaners. So the one thing that these people that design solar panel fields, there's no electricity and there's no water. You'd think they would have thought about something like that if you're producing electricity, but they didn't. So what they do is they just pull up and they start cleaning. But you know, we don't make something that small. It's a good system. The fill and go is a good system.
That's a new. That's going to be an explosive industry here soon. I mean, it's big now. You know, solar panel cleaning.
Oh,
group
absolutely.
and all that. I mean, there's a lot of guys in there that just clean solar panels.
Yeah. And I got guys in California that they started 10 years ago when he first came out with the Hydro Station. And that it all really started on the West Coast. I mean, really, because, you know, all the green thing and all that good stuff. But they bought a hydro station on a tank trailer system, and it's like a route for them. They'll go into residential neighborhoods because almost every other house has solar panels on the rooftop.
Yeah.
But the big thing with solar panel installers, they don't tell them how to clean it because they don't want the liability.
Yeah.
And what me and Dallas, who invented or designed the hydro station, found that if you don't clean a solar panel within the first 4 to 6 months, you lose 25% efficiency.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
So if you're just having somebody coming around once a quarter, once a month, and you pay them $100, you're saving a ton of money.
Right.
So yeah,
That's a no-brainer.
Chris Bergen. I mean, he's a big promoter of, you know, everything solar panel.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yep.
I think he's even coming out with a book. I mean, it's a big industry right now.
oh it's huge.
Yeah.
The government's paying you to put on solar panels depending on what state
Right.
you're in. Yep.
I wonder how they're gonna clean the roof, the shingle roof. Is that the same deal? I mean,
Well, pure water's not going to clean it because, you know, the moss and everything else. It's got to be just some type of soft washing system.
but it can be done.
Oh,
You
it can be
put
done.
Chemical.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Yep. So for us, our hydro station is a soft washing, pure water, and a pressure washing system.
Got
so it's
it.
an all-in-one. So you can have, if you want to design, because it's an a la carte system, you could have two people who are doing pure water, and you can have one person doing high pressure, low pressure.
Yeah.
And so you could, if you theoretically wanted to, you could do soft washing on the rooftop using bleach or whatever chemical you wanted to, and then come back with pure water and clean the solar panels and the roof shingles, and everything will dry spot free on the way down because you're using pure water to dry it.
Wow.
I'm telling you, man.
Never would have thought about that.
I mean, we'll be too old for when it comes to Ohio. You know, it's always gray here. You can't get electricity out of the sun here.
Yeah. It's funny. We have the same amount of overcast days as Seattle, Washington.
Oh, we're the seventh.
Yeah.
Seventh in the nation.
It's crazy.
Here in Columbus, Ohio,
It's
boy.
insane.
yeah, but because of that, I mean, it's money in the bank.
Yeah, but
because nothing's drying out, everything's green.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So I know with my company, not his, I do the soft wash.
Oh,
I
yeah.
do the pressure clean.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I'm leaving a lot of money on the table.
Yeah,
well,
absolutely.
I'm listening to you because I didn't know I have a Fat Boy Bandit and I have the water fed pole, and I
Yep.
didn't know there was an all-in-one a la
Yep.
carte.
He likes to spend money too.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
I
I
can
still
sell
got an
you-
8-track in my van.
So you're not really spending money.
And dollar bills, yeah.
Yeah, dollar bills, yeah. Yeah, no, that if you look on our website, ipceagle.com, just look up the Hydro Station because it is a all-in-one system. You can either buy it by itself as a truck mount or, you know, however you want to do, skid mount, or you can buy the tank trailer that we also manufacture.
You guys are every distributor, right? You guys sell through everybody.
No,
Pretty
we
much.
don't. We're very
Really?
selective. We're very selective.
Really?
Oh, about local distribution. Now,
I'm talking about the national boys.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
We, Racenstein, Detroit Sponge, ABC, all those guys.
Okay.
They're great partners of ours.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, Mike, Detroit Sponge.
Mike Ward, I just talked to him today.
Yeah.
Great guy.
He's at all the conventions too.
Oh, yeah.
You'll get to meet him up there in Vegas.
Oh,
If he should go. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah. Mike
yeah.
would probably be there.
Yeah.
I didn't ask him about it today. He was asking me about other business stuff, but I like Mike. Mike is
The only
very,
one I haven't met is Manny, and that's just because if with the 101, and that's just because I think his mom died the week of the IWCA in 2018, so he had to fly back to Europe or whatever.
Yeah. I can't comment on Windows 101. I'm seriously not legally allowed to.
Oh, jeez. We'll talk about that one later. Oh, never. And we go from there. So tell me about your band, man. That's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about your band.
So, I've been playing music. I started playing professionally when I was 14. I was a singer. I didn't pick up guitar until I was 17, 18.
Yeah.
Started playing sorority and fraternity parties when I was 16 years old at OSU.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a trip.
Yeah, I've been fun, dude.
That's the
What's your age range?
from right now.
Yeah, how old are you?
How old am I?
Yeah.
I'm 58.
Really?
Yeah,
Damn, you look young for 58.
I appreciate that. Good
Holy
genetics.
cow.
I'm 32.
You've been rode hard and put away wet, brother.
I see. I would have thought you were my age. So
Yeah,
I mean,
no.
yeah, you're doing okay.
Yeah, it's good genetics. All my family looks like that, and it's good. But my family's originally from Pikeville, Kentucky, and so grew up on bluegrass and country.
Yeah.
And my first 3 bands were all country or bluegrass.
Yeah.
To rebel against my parents, I started playing heavy.
Rock and roll.
Absolutely. And I don't get me wrong, I love classic rock. Yeah. But my heart's always been in country, southern rock,
Right.
bluegrass, and so.
So you brought out So you brought out Van Halen. And,
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah. It's okay.
Oh, I am so sorry.
It's okay.
And so, Van Halen, all those guys. Judas Priest, played a lot of Judas Priest.
Yeah.
Then the last band I was in, we did a mix of country and metal. And so once we parted ways, I'm like, you know what? I just want to do what I want to do.
Yeah.
And so I got a bunch of good guys together and said, hey, we're just going to do some good country music, new classic country. And we do some 90s alternative because people request it. But
That's a very huge variation, though.
you could not. So we played at Atchison's Resort out at Indian Lake this past Sunday. And so we did country, and people just loved it.
Yeah.
And then we said, hey, we're going to do a set of 90s. And the entire level just went up because, 90s alternative just freaking cranks.
Right.
And then we started playing country, and they still danced.
Yeah.
So it's very weird, but it's a very successful combination.
Yeah.
And we like it because we all played rock and roll, but we all also played country.
I like the name just because that's Columbus.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Cowtown.
Yeah, and people don't know the history of Cowtown, so I offer everybody a beer or a drink at every gig. Say, can you tell me why Columbus is nicknamed Cowtown? And there's only been one old dude that we were playing at Froggy's in Indian Lake. He goes, yeah. And so at one time in the late 1800s, for about 25 years, Columbus had the largest cattle and cow farm in the world, bar none.
Wow.
Outside of Texas and even included India, which has huge cattle farms. And so that's how we got and off of Roberts Road, where the old cattle yards used to be, where all those train tracks run through. That's where the cattle yards used to be.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's big over there, too.
That's why
big
Dave Thomas
manufacturing.
started right here. He had all the beef.
Yeah.
Where's the
Where's the beef? It's right there in Columbus.
Yeah, right
How
there
do you
in
not know
Columbus.
that?
Columbus is huge right now. People gotta quit sleeping on Columbus because we are getting big.
Oh, we got Intel, we got Facebook, we got everybody coming in there. Like in between Newark and New Albany,
Yeah.
it's incredible.
Beach
Off
Road.
161, oh my
Beach
gosh,
Road.
it's crazy, man.
Yeah, it's all the Wexler stuff, the Facebook, the Google.
Intel is going to be huge.
Intel's going to do a lot of damage to us around here.
Yeah,
as
yeah.
far as housing pricing and stuff like that.
Well, I told the guy down the road from me, I live right on the border of Gahan and New Albany. Guy down the road from me put up his house. He was offered $50,000 over his asking
Dude,
price.
I've tried to buy two houses. I didn't even go in the third, but I mean, you had to have $65,000 liquid
Oh, it's insane.
just to give the homeowner to get the
Yep.
price that you need to do for the loan.
Yep.
My bad. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy right now.
Yeah. People just don't know how big.
Then you go over to Canal, and then it's apartment central. I've never seen so many apartments going up right now.
Have you seen off North Hamilton Road there? It's considered Westerville, but it's actually part of New Albany. They're putting up condos and apartments like nobody's business because you go straight down 161 and there's all those, like Facebook and all those.
Plus, you get the prestige of West Albany.
Yeah. That's a fact.
You know what
That
I
is
mean?
true. That's absolutely
Yeah,
true.
it's not Westerville, it's West Albany.
Yeah.
I mean, Westerville's, that's my biggest town, period. hands down. That's where I make the most money at.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Westerville, Ohio. 2 zip codes, and I'm in.
Oh yeah, and it's funny. So I live right on the border, like I said, the border of Gahanna, New Albany, and I pay Columbus taxes.
Yeah.
However, my kids went to Westerville schools.
Gotcha.
So I had all that advantage of really good school system.
Right.
And paying Columbus taxes, which is, I love that.
I think anybody would rather pay Columbus than anywhere else
absolutely.
there.
Yeah,
Holy
love
cow.
that stuff.
What's up, Mr. Lehman? Sorry, I'm looking at the chat.
That's all right. I'm going, who are you talking to? Do you have somebody talking to you in your head? You may have.
Sorry. Chase has been doing a great job of keeping up with all the live chat for me.
Oh, nice.
He's over there just doing it, man. I appreciate him so much. So yeah, how do you fit the band in and going to these conventions and stuff? You know.
Well, so we're all professionals. I mean, we've all been playing for years. The youngest guy is our bass player is Jeff. He's my son's age, actually.
Yeah.
But we're all professionals. I mean, we say, hey, we're going to do a song. They learn the song. Because a lot of bands don't know the difference between practice and rehearsal.
Right.
And that's where you separate the professionals from the wannabes. And so you say, hey, okay, practice the song at home, learn it, learn your part. And then when you come to rehearsal, and we rehearse at my house, they already know their parts.
Right.
All we have to do is put it together.
Right.
And so we practice when I'm home once a week, but we're usually playing, at least once every weekend. Sometimes, in Memorial Day weekend, we're playing, like I said, at towns. But I'm also playing acoustic out here at the Boatyard on Saturday.
What day is the town's gig?
That's a Friday of Memorial Day weekend.
Well, my aunt's flying in from Florida.
Oh, nice.
So we might come out.
Absolutely.
Might come out.
And it's going to be outside.
Yeah. Come out and drink a few with you.
Absolutely.
That'd be fun.
And then we drive up on that Sunday to play Ohio Bike Week at Sandusky. But it's just a matter of working your time well.
Yeah.
Because when I get up in the morning, I open up my laptop because I work with people all over the world, whether it's Italy or whether it's China or whether no matter where it's at. So I've got to answer all those emails. And then late at night, too, because if I'm working with people in Asia, they get up it's 8 o'clock at night my time, it's 8 o'clock in the morning their time.
Right.
So I manage my time fairly well. So, I do 2 hours. I may go, work in the yard or work out because I work out a lot, and come back, answer all my emails, make phone calls, and then if I need to work on a song, that'll be in the evening sometime before I start working with people in Asia. So it's just about time balance.
Yeah.
And I'm ADD as hell anyway, so.
So what's the biggest venue you've ever played?
Oh gosh, years ago. So during my metal days, opened up for a band called Helix, which at one time was a big regional band, and we played in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We opened up for them. I played Alrosa a lot growing up.
I can't believe that place.
Oh my gosh, dude! One of the a guy named Brian Shepard. I played with a band in Shanghai with him for about a year. Probably the best guitar player that I've ever met, along with the best drummer, Rick Martellino, both with a band Shanghai. We did Alrosa, and they all, after Shanghai, they all went national. They started, they're all friends with all the big guys. They were friends with Van Halen, and they traveled, and again, Brian Shepard, Rick Martellino, the best musicians I ever met.
You already have that kind of job anyway where you travel, so going out and doing it for a band would ruin me. Not being in my bed every night. I couldn't do it. There's no way.
I can sleep anywhere. I learned a long time ago I can sleep about anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not me.
Yeah.
I don't even camp anymore because they made me camp in the Army. You know what I mean? I will not camp anymore because that was horrible.
Been there, done that.
Don't want to do that no
Nope,
more.
not ever.
That was miserable.
Yeah, but it also taught me that I can sleep about anywhere. If I can shut my eyes and shut my mind off, I'm going to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I did that driving coming home.
He's still got to go out and work tonight.
Oh, I leave here and I go right back to work.
Yeah.
Good for you, man.
He's been working. No, I don't think he thinks that right
So no beer for you, right?
Maybe.
Maybe. That's on the way home.
now. Yeah. No, I got to be good during the week because I can't do it like I used to do it.
Well, you're old, right?
I'm getting there, man.
You're older than I am. What am I
38?
I thought we were the same age, and you're like, jeez.
Yeah.
Are you saying we're old?
I'm saying you're old. No.
Yeah, I can't cuss right now, so I can't say anything.
No, I just can't. I mean, even this past weekend, I got the karaoke system, all that stuff.
Nice.
Everybody comes over to the house. I get 9 in, and I got to take 2 days off. It's horrible, man. I don't know what happened to me, but it just went away. I can't do it like I used to.
It's funny. So I learned a long time ago because, my family being from Pikeville, they didn't eat very well. They were all big people. And so couldn't do a lot with us as kids. So I learned a long time ago. I said, you know what? I'm not going to be that way. So I learned to eat healthy and work out a lot.
How do you have you said you're ADD?
ADD is cell.
Yeah. So how do you force yourself to commit to things? Like, because to be somebody who works out, you have to. It's a regimen, and you have to do it every day.
I compartmentalize everything. So I learned. So my favorite teacher in school. So when I was in 3rd grade, they wanted to hold me back. Even though I passed all, because back then you had to take a test to go into the next grade. So I had a teacher said, you know what, Kevin, you don't have to be in my class. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to set up this station, this station, this station, this for you. One's math, one's reading, one's whatever. Whenever you're ready to go to the next one, you go to the next one. You don't pay attention to what I'm doing in class. So that taught me to compartmentalize everything I was doing. So if I'm doing literature, I'm doing reading, I'm doing that for whatever period of time I'm doing.
Yeah.
If I'm doing math, I'm doing that for whatever period of time that I can take it. And that's the way I do everything else. So when I know I'm going to work out, I know I'm good for 45 minutes. And I go in there and everything I do is I have 60 to 90 seconds to go on to whatever next workout I'm doing.
Yeah.
So if I'm doing chest, if I'm 60 seconds, 90 seconds before my next rep.
Yeah.
Or for my next set. And the same thing if I'm doing flies, after I've done four sets, I'm going on to standard bench press. So I've learned that I have to do this in order to be successful.
Right.
And that's the way I did in school. So even when I was in college, it's like, you know what? I can't sit here for 45 minutes to an hour and a half. And I told the teacher that, the professor is like, I may walk out, but I guarantee I'm going to pass, whatever exam you give me. And so there's classes I went to like for 15 minutes for a month and still passed. But I knew that once I got home, to wherever I was at, I could do 15 to 20 minutes studying, and do something else.
Yeah.
So it's just about compartmentalizing everything I'm doing.
Right.
I hope that makes sense.
I don't have that in me. It's just whatever's thrown at me. Okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
That's it.
When me and my wife had our cleaning business, that's kind of the way it was. I learned to adapt to that because, you get people calling you 2 o'clock in the morning. Why in the heck is my stuff not clean? Blah, blah, blah. Or this is leaking or whatever's happening. And I learned to adapt to that too. So I learned to be very adaptable at a very young age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Yeah.
Well, people say I'm crazy, but I appreciate you bringing that out. My whole band says, what's wrong with you, Kevin? I don't know.
No, I mean, it's just like, I can't put me in front of windows. That's all I want to do. I mean, he does everything in his business. I can't. I couldn't do it. I mean, and especially knowing like I have to leave here and go clean 2 offices, I would not be happy at all.
I mean, everybody says I'm too tough to work for. I mean, he used to work for me and he quit. Started his own thing. He's like, man, he's kind of nuts.
And so do you have a total cleaning janitorial business? Tell me what you do, because I don't know.
Well, actually, I started Windows back in 1990.
Yeah.
Is when I went full time. And then it was like, I watched that stupid show called Yes Man. So I
love that show.
One of my customers like, do you do this? I'm like, yes.
Yes, I do.
Well, I didn't watch it all the way through, so I didn't know that you're allowed to say no. So I had one of my major accounts. They're like, do you do office cleaning? They asked me this, maybe 10 years ago?
Yeah, it was a while ago. You've been doing this a long time.
And I'm like, well, yeah. They're like,
whatever.
I'm one of the baby kids in my family. We're from Inez, Kentucky.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you know.
Yep, sure do.
So I'm the baby of 6. Well, what happened was, being the baby, you never had to clean anything.
You didn't have to do anything.
And then
Everybody was always carrying you or something.
yeah. Well, then I got married. I'm like, still don't have to clean anything. But then I had kids and didn't have to clean anything. So it's like my first account. They're like, clean that. And I'm like,
Ow.
what, the toilet? How do you do that?
You have a brush? Something I can do this? You got a pressure washer?
I'm like 45 years old and I've never cleaned one. So yeah, we kind of evolved into that. That's how I got into pressure washing. I think I got into pressure washing because it was like our local pressure washer was like, we're going to be 6 months out. And
Wow.
I'm like, my customer has a wedding reception in like 6 weeks and you're 6 months out. And I'm like, they don't want me to clean the windows until the power washing's done. So lo and behold, I was down there and I bought my own power washer.
He also has some little old ladies ask him to build a deck. He's really good at building decks. So he goes ahead and
I may
just
have a
takes away.
job for you.
He just takes away his weekends. He likes to work all the time. That's his.
He likes to make money, right?
Well, it's not even that. It's like I care about people.
That's
So,
good.
I mean, my daughter-in-law and I, we went to a real estate course down in Charleston, West Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
And we was talking about flipping houses. Well, we had a couple perfect opportunities to where you get people where they're at their lowest point and you kind of swoop in and take their house away from them and flip it and sell
That
it for
doesn't
$1
sound
million.
good at all.
dude.
Well,
Like, could you make that sound any better?
I'm just gonna take your shit.
Wait,
sorry.
here. Wait, I'm going to smack you while you're down. I'm going to take your house and everything.
I had a customer
Make
that,
a buck.
Well, actually, let me explain. I had
I'm
a
sorry, we're
customer that-
totally messing with you.
that the husband totally ripped out the master bathroom, ripped out the kitchen, nothing, studs.
What?
Then he died.
Oh, my gosh.
So it was the situation that I could have got the house for cheap.
Right.
But instead, what did I do? I went in there
Overpaid?
and I put her a new kitchen in.
Oh, yeah,
I put her a new bathroom in on nights and weekends, and I helped her sell her property for the most value that she could get, to where she could downsize and go to a smaller condo.
Well, you're a good person.
So I don't have that killer instinct to swoop in.
You're a
and
good
take it like
person,
they
brother.
done.
You are a good person.
So you're not gonna make that killer money no more.
No, not in real estate because I'm just too nice of a guy.
Yeah, no.
Well, real estate's gonna be a dead market anyway. at the end of the day.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Guaranteed.
The interest
It's already
rates-
going down.
The interest rates are going crazy. Yeah. It was down 14% or something like that since
yeah.
last month. So I mean, I'm just waiting. I'm waiting. I'm gonna buy in Florida at the right time.
Dude, I'm right there with you. Come on. Yep.
We're all going.
Nah, I'm right there with you. My whole band's going.
Yeah.
Even my young bass player, he's 35 years old. He goes, I'm moving to Florida. I'm like, we're all going.
Yeah. Where are you guys talking about?
We don't even know yet. Probably not Destin. I have a cousin who lives in Destin, which is cool for music. Cool, very
Right.
cool. But probably Tampa, St. Pete Beach, that area.
Yeah, I'm going to the other side.
See, I don't like the Atlantic side at all, man.
I do because it's not touristy, so it's cheaper. You know what I mean?
True story. Parts of it, I agree.
And just south of Cocoa and all that
Yep,
area,
yep.
that's just the perfect place to go and just be around Floridians.
Yep.
And the crazy Florida guy that they always talk about.
Yeah.
He exists.
Well, what's bad is we was down there for spring break.
Oh,
like
that
a
was
month and a half
such a
ago.
mistake.
And we went down to we was up in Crystal Springs.
Oh, yep.
To swim with the manatees.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay. But we went down to Clearwater, and I was in Clearwater in the 80s, 90s, and it was a nice little laid back area.
Yes.
We
Not
went
that way
across that
anymore.
bridge, and it's like, oh my God, it's like
It's insane.
Dude, I literally just bought plane tickets today for 5 people to go to Orlando.
When you going?
July. We're going down to my aunt lives down. We got Sure Shot and everything down there.
Oh, what week in July?
July 13th through the 20th.
We're there the week of July 4th.
Well, we're going to going over to Palm Bay and
Nice.
then heading to Captiva for 4 days.
Ah, cool.
And then coming back and spending 3 days there. So she's got a resort in her backyard, pool, bar, everything. It's awesome. She hires a band to come in and sing. She's got the perfect party
For the right
atmosphere.
price. I know a band.
Her band, she likes like that alternative stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, they're expensive too. They're
Yes.
not cheap.
Yep.
Oh man, I think
Bands are not cheap.
no.
I don't know.
Well, that's why I was asking you about your venues. It's because we just recently had to have my mother-in-law put in a nursing home, and we've asked Chase to go play for her.
Go and ask him to go play.
Well, do you book nursing homes?
I'm not there yet.
Not there yet.
Well, for the right money, we may. I don't know yet.
Hey, you know,
You never know.
never know.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's funny. So like I said, my cousin lives in the Destin area, and that whole Destin, Fort Walton Beach, Pensacola Beach.
Is that north, or is that?
It's Panhandle.
Okay.
Yep, north. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Never been there.
There's a great music scene going on there, and I was there last week. Very nice, very warm. I mean,
Columbus still have the music scene it did?
oh yeah, it's come back up.
It's coming back up?
Yep. So it depends on what you play. I got a lot of friends that play music. In fact, most of my friends. I mean,
What's the last national band? 21 Pilots? Or
That came
was
out of
that the
Columbus?
last? Is that the last
Yeah,
one?
yeah, they came out
Or
of Columbus, yep.
What's that other one that's out of there?
there's an alternative band. What the frick?
Star something, or I don't know.
Not Stargazer, is it?
No. I'd know it. They're on the radio recently. I
Yeah,
don't
21 Pilots is the last big one.
know. Rascal
but-
Flatts is from Columbus. I think.
Yeah, originally, most of them are, and
Yeah.
I know the singer has been singing around Columbus a lot.
Yeah.
And he's freaking awesome.
Who's the big guy that Langston? What's his name? The guy that the independent guy that's always around. That's been around for like decades. What's his name? He lives out in Pickerington.
What kind of music you play?
Elton
Chris
John.
Oh, Chris
Logston,
Logston. Yeah,
yeah.
he's an acoustic guy that plays
Yeah,
everywhere.
everywhere.
He's good. He's got
Yeah.
a great act. He plays everywhere.
He's been doing it for what, 3-4 decades?
Oh
now?
my gosh, yeah.
He's
yeah.
got a big, beautiful house in Pickerington.
Oh yeah,
I mean, you can obviously make money doing that.
yeah. Well, I don't know what he does for a living, but
He
I'm
always
sure
played
that.
the BW3s down in Athens, and I was always there for his sound checks, and I'm like, dude,
That
Just
guy's
get to
been
the next
local
verse.
famous
Yes.
forever. You know?
he's been around Columbus forever. But there's a lot of good bands. Depends on what you're looking for. Phoenix Rising, a good friend of mine, Kelly. They play heavy, but they're very good. Lynn, he's in a band called Days Gone By. They do a lot of like Chicago and stuff.
Yeah,
and
that's hard to do.
Oh yeah, but they sometimes play with a horns band, so which is awesome. So their Chicago just kills it.
Yeah.
Man, how many other bands? I mean, Appalachian Outlaws. Justin is from Newark. He's played here. Yeah, he's good. I love Justin. Dude has a great freaking that lower register country voice. There's a lot of good bands around Columbus, so you just got to get out and see them. I mean, there's Fenders.
People sleep on Columbus. They always do.
Oh, yeah, it's crazy.
Always do.
Yeah.
I mean, we're bigger than San Francisco. Come on, man.
Wait, and you know that every major food or restaurant company, they test in Columbus first.
Yeah.
They absolutely do.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Well, we
So-
got a lot of them from Columbus.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. But so they will open up, let's say, a restaurant here just to test out
Tasty
their food.
Made was the worst.
Yes.
That was the biggest flop.
Yes.
Thrown millions at that thing.
Yep.
wow.
Chipotle just failed
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
How do you fail at burgers? They were sending out raw burgers. My sister was managing that joint. Yeah, man, I've been embarrassed. It didn't last a year. Now
Well, you know,
it's at Charlie's.
Chipotle opened up in Denver because that's where we're originally from, or somewhere around there, Fort Collins maybe. They opened up a Asian place called Tokyo Joe's.
Yeah.
Which is in Colorado and some other places, and it's phenomenal.
Is that like a piata?
No.
No.
Well, it's close, but it's just Asian food.
Yeah.
but
That's local
it's
Columbus,
on demand.
right?
Yeah, Piata.
Yeah, so people won't know what I'm saying.
But Tokyo
Sorry.
Joe's is phenomenal, but they have not expanded outside
At
of
all?
Colorado. No. You go to one in Colorado, you go, why haven't you expanded out here?
I mean,
No.
restaurants are hard.
It's
right
tough, man.
Yeah.
It's low margin. It's all
Well,
about
it's not only
quantity.
low margin, but I mean, it's hard to get anything right now. you
It's
know?
insane the freaking job market. out
Chicken's
there.
outrageous. I mean, have you tried price out chicken wings right now?
It's insane.
$20 a pound. I mean, is what you'll pay at the supermarket or something stupid like that.
Yeah.
It's not $20 a pound, but you know what I mean.
I know
Big
exactly
pack of
what you mean.
chicken wings that used to be $7-8 is now $20,
Oh,
$30.
it's insane.
So you're playing with those margins, and then you get the window guy coming in saying, "I want to raise
Yeah,
because
everybody
gas
wants to
prices."
raise.
I'm gonna clean your windows for $100.
Everybody
Pay
gets-
me.
It's $4.29 today, boys.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to do with myself. Like, what is this? I mean, I can't. $10 you can't even. You know. You're barely getting 2.5 gallons.
It's crazy.
You're not even getting
man.
2.5 gallons.
And the crazy thing is that a barrel of oil is the same as it was 2.5 years ago.
Yeah, it's such a scam.
Yeah.
It's such a scam.
They say inflation is like 8.5% now, which is the highest it's been in 50 years. Wow. But then gas is almost triple what it was 2 years ago.
Yeah. They're not adding that in. That's not added in. Something else isn't added in too.
Poultry, beef, and a lot of vegetables are not added into that.
Isn't that amazing?
It's crazy.
We'll get by with this. We'll just tell them it's 8.5.
It's
4 people on Social Security?
Yeah.
Holy. You know what I mean?
On a fixed income.
No, I feel bad.
Well, that kind of draws me to my next question.
Oh,
it's like,
here we go.
You're in trouble.
Getting back to window cleaning.
Yes, sir.
When I was on vacation, I made a couple orders. Stocking up on my supplies. And believe it or not,
Was it for me?
No, but there's a lot of people that's just out of stock of just everyday stuff.
Yeah, the good thing is we have a great staff. Sean Simonette, I said the last name Simonette a lot because Kelly and Dallas and Sean have done a lot for IPC, a lot. Sean is our VP of Operations, brilliant guy. So we stocked up on a lot of stuff before all this happened, and we don't depend, even though we're an Italian company, we don't depend on a lot of China or Korea or any of those places except for microfiber.
Yeah.
Everything that we do is made either in Italy or the U.S.
Okay.
And we don't go through the port of L.A.
How are you guys on rubbers?
Good.
Good.
Absolutely.
Right. And what, you guys got the round and the T or just the round?
Just the round.
You got soft?
Soft and hard.
All
Absolutely.
right,
Yep.
Getting some questions out there.
Absolutely. And we got brass, stainless steel, we got aluminum, aircraft grade aluminum, plastic handles with a rubber grip. Again, brass, everything you can think of. So with IPC, the one thing that we did years ago is we kept the light bill paid by making a lot of equipment for a lot of other companies.
Yeah.
A lot of the things you see, whether it's a sweeper or scrubber, whether it may be window cleaning equipment, whether it's a pressure washer, it may have our name somewhere on it, or we manufactured it, because that's what we do. We're a great OEM private label company. So as far as stock, we're always stocked up. We bring in containers at a pop. I mean, all the time.
Well, with you being the manufacturer, you're the reason that you're like, no, we're not going to send over to this guy.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Yep. It's great. It's great to be the manufacturer because, I mean, and don't get me wrong, there are some things, because I've got friends in China. I mean, very close friends that once everything broke down in the U.S., I could call and say, hey man, I need a new boar's hair brush, and he had it to us in a week.
Yeah.
And so we have 2 new brushes. We have a true full boar's hair brush on an angled board, which is a commercial grade. It is a phenomenal brush. I mean, bar none. To me, coming from my background, it is probably the best boar's hair brush in the industry. But we also have a new one called a slide brush, which is a true DuPont nylon, which DuPont nylon is the best in the industry. I mean, period.
So you don't have a hybrid boar's hair?
Nope, not yet.
No.
And, we tested it out because, we said, hey, can you send this to us? And we sent them some specs. And what we found out is it did the same thing as a true boar's hair.
Oh.
Yep. I mean, because what happens with, if you have a hybrid, your nylon's going to flare out because most of the hybrids, your boar's hair is about an inch and a half lower than your nylon, right?
Right.
So you got to flare that out in order to hit your boar's hair. And so you're scrubbing that, and your nylon's doing nothing. So you're all hitting boar's hair anyway. So either do a nylon or do the boar's hair. Take your pick.
Don't do both.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it doesn't make any sense. But there's some very successful. I mean, Sean's done a great job with his hybrid. I mean, I know Sean, I know all those guys, but I mean, we just didn't. We tested it and didn't want it.
I've never cleaned with a water football.
I don't
Never.
like you. I don't like you.
Never. I've just
And that's
not.
all right, man.
I mean, I'm just not there. I've never had to. I mean, I do cookie cutter residentials. You know what
nice.
I mean?
Yeah.
I think what drew me that way was the cost of the lifts. The
my
lift rentals is
gosh,
like
yes.
You do big commercial. I
That's
gotta
different
have
than resident.
something.
Yeah.
I mean, shoot, where I was getting lift out before from Franklin, I was paying I think $500 or $600 a day.
Yeah.
Well, I incorporated that into the job. Now I go to the accounts and I'm like, I have to raise my price by like $1,200, and they're like, "What?"
Yeah, I'm gonna call somebody else. Yeah, absolutely.
just because deliveries and everything like that, I just can't get a lift in right now. So I had to switch. And my first time using the water-fed pole, I wasn't a big fan. I'm like, this is going to suck because it's like 30, 40 feet up. And I'm like, I can't even see what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But it walks right out onto a sidewalk on the second floor on the inside. So everybody on the inside gets a perfect view of what you're doing. So when I went on the inside to look at it, I'm thinking I'm going to see spots. Actually, I was impressed.
Yeah.
I was like,
The funny thing with, because, coming from a social worker background, and I've always been a fairly honest person, is that, you tell, especially with pure water, you can't oversell that because it's a maintenance clean item only.
Yeah.
You can't go out there and construction clean up if a building or
Somebody's going to figure that out, man.
Oh,
Somebody's going to figure it out.
You got to tell them, dude, this is a maintenance clean. Once you get it to where you want to be, yeah, you're there once a month. Yeah, absolutely do a great job.
Yeah.
But it's not going to do a first time clean, not ever, not never. And that's why Pull-X, we make a line of freaking great window tools.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people don't, well, not a lot of people, but we're second in the industry. Depends on what day of the week it is between us and Edaray or Torrey, whatever you want to.
Yeah. I call it Edaray.
Yeah.
What do you call it?
And I know them all too.
You call them Edaray too, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Edaray, right?
It depends on what coast you're on too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's like soda and pop.
Yeah, pop. Absolutely.
Well, that's kind of the show already. It was that quick.
Nice.
That quick. Yeah, we got to get you back to work. Kevin, man, we can't thank you enough.
Absolutely,
Appreciate
man.
it.
Thank you so much.
Kevin.
Good to meet you.
Kevin with IPC Eagle, Pulex, whatever
Ultra
you
Pure,
need. Yeah.
Gansal, Sateco, Porotectica.
Find him on Facebook. He probably already has 5,000 friends. Can't friend you anyway. He's popular. But
I don't know about that.
you got anything, Ron?
Nothing.
Heading to work?
Heading back.
All right,
Good for you,
guys.
brother.
Next week, episode 8.
Woohoo.
See ya.
See y'all.
Peace.